This is Gab from Inner Journey, and what I wanted to talk about is altars and the do's and don'ts, in my humble opinion, about altars. Now, I have three different altars. I have an altar for ancestral linkage, I have an altar for deity linkage, and I have an altar for prosperity. Some people say you can have all three on one table. In my humble opinion, I feel like they all should be separate and put in its proper perspective. So my first altar is my linkage altar or my ancestor altar, when I'm giving them honor and respect and burning ancestor money to them to clear up any debt that they may have had. And my second altar is my deity linkage altar, where I have Tahuti on there for guidance and inspiration and teaching and writing. And I have my Ak on there for judgment and keeping balancement and keeping everything in order. And my third one is my prosperity. And that's for me, invoking money in abundance, prosperity. Now, some people say that you can have all three on one table. I just feel like you shouldn't do that. And the do's, or the don'ts, I should say, is having an altar where you always begging. Now, I see a lot of people on YouTube, their whole purpose is to set up an altar to beg. And I feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like people are mistreating the altar, where it's like, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. I'll burn ancestor money for you if you do this for me. Like a tit for tat. It's almost like you're pimping your ancestors. You need your ancestors more than they need you. Always remember that, because without them, it won't be you. And I think that's the don't I feel like people shouldn't do. When you sit in front of that altar, that's a spiritual and personal experience. You're making that linkage. A lot of people wasn't fortunate to have a grandmother, a grandfather, great grandmother, great grandfather, or father in their life. But if you have that opportunity, sit down and honor them and respect them. And when your deity linkage, these are people that paved the way for our existence. Without Tahuti, there wouldn't be no writing. There wouldn't be no scientists. There wouldn't be none of that without Tahuti. Without Ma'at keeping things in balance. These are personal or powerful people in our lives, and we should honor that. And it just really disgusts me when I see on YouTube about people saying, yeah, you do this, boy, you're going to gain all that money. You're not using it for the right reason. The way you live your life and monetary things in your life, that's a personal thing. You don't need an altar to gain money. A lot of problems that we have in our lives is how we're living our lives. Are you managing money right? Are you doing the right things? Are you out there buying things that you know you can't afford? So now you want to sit between an altar, in front of an altar, and say, oh man, I need to sit between the altar to be able to get this money so I can be able to pay my car because I spent it over here at the club. So just have a separate altar for prosperity. If that's what you're about, just have a separate altar for prosperity. But don't go before your ancestors asking for stuff. If you're going to ask your ancestor for something, make sure when the thing you get from if you gain anything from your ancestors, use it to better yourself and others. Give to charity. Help people in need. Utilize your services that you gain from your ancestors and your deities to better somebody else's life. But just sitting in front of your altar asking for stuff so you can go pay off things that you know you shouldn't have done ain't right. So that's my take on it. If anything I said resonated with you, I appreciate it and thanks. And please subscribe to my channel. This is Gab from Inner Journey. Peace.